Is part of this Kamala Harris trying to take the role almost as co-president?
No, but I do think what she's doing is distancing herself at least some portion of a couple steps away from Biden, certainly more than what we have seen her distance herself from while he was still the candidate. I think over the course of the year since October 7th, we've seen the vice president do little things, be more empathetic in her language when talking about Palestinians.
Yeah, she said this war needs to end.
Right,
now.
but even before this, she was more empathetic. Behind closed doors, she was telling White House advisors that they need to be more empathetic. So I think that she is making really or showing her distance in an issue that dogged President Biden. That was really difficult for him. And so she is trying not to get caught up at that same position. And so I think that that's what you're saying.
So I agree with everything Jasmine said, except I actually think Kamala Harris is sort of being the co-president because I think that's smart politically. Look, I always tell people we've had 45 presidents. Don't call in. I'm counting Grover Cleveland because he was president twice. I know there's 46 of them. 45 of them out of 45 have been men. 44 out of the 45 have been white men. So we are now talking about an African and South Asian American woman who is the nominee. Some of this, I think, is getting people comfortable with the
Showing
idea.
her oats a little bit?
Getting people comfortable with the idea that this is what a African American, South Asian American woman looks like as sort of the president. Again, I always thought the best thing Biden could do, he wasn't ever going to do it, but was politically speaking, would be resign so that she becomes president and people look at her like she's the president of the United States.
So what you're saying is that she's helping get people unburdened by what could be.
I was trying to work a coconut tree reference in there, but I just couldn't do it.
It's interesting, though, to that point in terms of where you go if you want to get people used to you being president. Delaware speech at campaign headquarters. Okay, it was the first day. We get it. Sure. Then there was Milwaukee for a campaign event. Yep. Okay. Then there was the speech at a sorority event. Okay. She skipped the speech by Netanyahu to do that. Then there was the teachers union in Houston. Okay. Hasn't done a major press availability. Hasn't done an interview with one of the major networks. Everybody would love to sit down with her. Hasn't gone into an environment with swing voters, even for an off-the-record stop or anything like that. How much is this her being kept in the same sort of safe space that she's been the past 3.5 years?
Let me go quickly, because Jasmine knows more about Kamala than almost anybody. Let me say quickly, just from a broader political perspective. It's still kind of early. I mean, this happened Sunday, and it's Thursday. Now, do they, if we're having this conversation in 2 weeks, Leland, and she still hasn't done a major TV interview, done a bunch of campaign rallies in swing states like, Arizona, Nevada, Michigan, Pennsylvania, fair. To me, there's a little bit of a ramp up here, and she's had a pretty good run. First of all, she had to secure the nomination.
Now I'm going to talk to the expert. Is there what is the conscious effort to not have a repeat of 2020 where her best day was the first day of the campaign?
I mean, I think it's top of mind for most people inside of Wilmington HQ and all of those outside allies that are now starting to bring themselves closer to her again, trying to offer help and suggestions. But to the last point, I think that he is right. It is a ramp-up period. I was talking to a source close to her, and they basically said they're building the plane as they fly it. They're right now trying to figure out what that message is. Yeah. I think it would be kind of political malpractice to put her for a big interview, and she doesn't know necessarily how they want to plan their messaging going forward.
Or how far they want to distance themselves from Joe Biden.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.